Hello and welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal, Algérie. First, the top stories of the news. Voices condemning the Zionist genocide against Palestinians are being targeted in France, denoting the frailty of freedom of speech in the country. Moroccans are subject to repressive tailed measures worked out by the Mahmoud regime to stifle opponents, turning a deaf eye to the ongoing serious challenges. And the Sahrawi people are bearing the brunt of a systematic violence amid a media blackout to hide the harsh reality on the ground. First in our news, tasked by the President of the Republic, the State Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, is in Italy's capital, Rome, to attend the funeral of Pope Francis, slated for tomorrow at the Vatican. The attendance of Ahmed Attaf, along with world leaders, reflects the strong brotherly relations between Algeria and the Vatican, based on common commitment, mutual respect and cohabitation going back to 1962. And earlier in the day, Ahmed Attaf has signed today at the Vatican's embassy here in Algiers the condolences register following the passing of Pope Francis, expressing sadness and affliction in the wake of the death of the Holy Pontiff last Monday in Rome after a long struggle with illness, a big loss for humanity given the Pope's lofty values and principles such as wisdom, generosity and moderation, and his calls for peace, tolerance and dialogue between religions. To another story now, taking part in the festivities marking the 63rd anniversary of the creating the Turkish Constitutional Court, the head of the Algerian Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, hailed the good relations existing between the two institutions, either at the bilateral level or in the regional and international fora. Omar Belhaj indicated in a press release issued on Friday that these good relations go back or become more visible during the regional and international fora, notably in the World Conference and the Constitutional Justice and the Jurisdictions Conference. To the international scene in France, voices condemning the Zionist genocide against Palestinians are being targeted. François Brigat is prosecuted for criticizing the Gaza assault, highlighting how fragile freedom of expression becomes when it concerns Palestine. More details with both Manal Mafa and Yamina Saiji.
François Burgat, a respected scientist and former CNRS research director, appeared in court in Aix-en-Provence over social media posts denouncing the systematic demonization of Palestinian resistance.
Cette simple expression, la corrélation.
In France, equating Hamas's actions to resistance is now considered a crime. My personal offense, which I'm proud of, was a tweet stating that I respected Hamas leaders more than the Zionist ones.
Un seul tweet sur X, d'avoir dit que personnellement, j'avais beaucoup plus de respect pour les dirigeants du Hamas que je n'en avais pour les dirigeants israéliens.
The prosecutor requested an 8-month suspended sentence, a €4,000 fine, a 6-month social media ban, and 2 years of ineligibility. Though accused of supporting Hamas, the scholar insists his work is a critical academic analysis of what he calls a genocidal war against Palestinians without ever inciting violence.
Cela a suffi à me faire mettre en garde à vue pendant 7 heures.
I was detained for 7 hours and still haven't been released. There are 2 types of treatment for this crime, one for non-Muslims and one for Muslims. Many French Muslims have faced even worse.
Ce genre de crime, il y a les non-musulmans et puis les musulmans.
As engaged intellectuals face prosecution, Netanyahu, wanted by the ICC for crimes against humanity, flies freely over France to Washington. No warrant enforced, no official response, despite France's legal duty to cooperate. MP Emmanuel Fernandez publicly condemned this silence.
Pourtant, il y a quelques jours, en dépit du fait que la France soit légalement tenue de coopérer pleinement.
Despite France's legal obligation to cooperate with the ICC, Netanyahu was allowed to fly over France's airspace, while the Netherlands, Iceland and Ireland diverted their flights to avoid arresting him.
De l'Islande et de l'Irlande, qui menaçaient, eux, de respecter leurs engagements internationaux en arrêtant le fugitif.
On social media, outrage is widespread. Users denounce the hypocrisy of a justice system that picks its targets while turning a blind eye to state crimes. In France, it is not just free speech that is under fire, but a whole part of the population is targeted for refusing to stay silent about a genocide unfolding with impunity.
And as tensions rise in France, some leaders adopt divisive positions. Far-right rhetoric on immigration, especially regarding Algeria, raises alarm, with the French Interior Minister's hatred-filled discourse facing widespread rejection. Manal Mafa and Rina Leray with more.
Bruno Retailleau faces criticism for his extreme views on immigration and Islam, accused of fueling hatred, speech and division. His rhetoric is seen as Islamophobic and harmful to social cohesion.
Quand M. Retailleau a décidé de parler de l'Algérie matin, midi et soir.
When Retailleau focuses on immigration as France's main issue, ignoring dual nationals and harming French people, it is people like him who are dividing us.
Fait mal aussi à des Français, ce sont eux les diviseurs. Je suis désolée.
Despite corruption and embezzlement allegations, Bruno Retailleau pushes controversial reforms in parliament, sparking strong opposition for being regressive and against human rights.
Ce pays est à nous tous, et à chaque enfant que je vois.
This country belongs to all of us, to every child here. If anyone should leave, it is those who can't accept the others.
Nos enfants parlent tous français.
The French Interior Minister's attempt to institutionalize racism and target Algeria has fueled division, with racist claims rising by 32% in 2023, highlighting the dangers of a strategy rooted in stigmatization and hate.
You are still watching Canal Algérie. Coming up in our news. More victims among Palestinians, with first strikes conducted by the occupiers' warplanes on the school sheltering displaced people. Welcome back to our news. In Morocco, laws are tailor-made to protect the corrupt and those deeply embedded with the Makhzen system, while the population pays the price, enduring all forms of exploitation and repression. Melissa Lila Balaman and Ikram Qadi reports.
Another page from the Makhzen regime's long record of corruption and injustice surfaces, showing how the law was twisted from a tool of justice into an instrument of repression and even death. Police targeted Yassine Chibli, an ordinary Moroccan, neither activist, politician, nor opposition figure. He was arrested while simply sitting in a public park. Under the Makhzen's logic, that alone could be a crime punishable by death. What I know for sure is that our brother was killed inside the police station under torture. He walked in healthy, articulate, and in good shape. He came out dead. Dead. Beaten and brutalized until his final breath in a dark room, Yassine Chibli died at the hands of someone who tortures their own people with the same ease they bow to normalization with the Zionist entity. We have the videos, the photos. We haven't found peace, day or night, not even on holidays. These criminals still haven't been held accountable. We still haven't gotten justice for our son. Royal pageantry can no longer conceal the suffering of the Moroccan people under a regime that robs its citizens of sovereignty. It seems the Makhzen only knows how to enforce laws dictated by foreign powers.
To a related story now, Sahara people are subject to systematic violence. They are displaced without warning. Their houses are demolished for no reason. Several observers are expelled from the occupied territories in fear that the heinous violations of the Makhzen Occupy are exposed to the world. Leticia Sadqawi and Yanis Ait Belqasem with more details.
What seemed like a quiet morning quickly turned tense. The silence was broken by the rumble of bulldozers and the sudden deployment of Moroccan occupation forces into Zawiyat al-Ghizlan, just 7 kilometers from the occupied city of El Ayoun. In moments, Sahrawi homes were surrounded. The destruction was swift. Houses reduced to rubble after a single warning. Evacuate, no explanation, no time. This is what remains of my house. Everything has been reduced to nothing. There's nothing left of Zawiyat al-Ghizlan. This operation is neither the first nor the last since the breakdown of the ceasefire in November 2020. Morocco has intensified its colonization policy, forced evictions, massive settlements of Moroccan settlers and even foreigners. The objective is clear: to reshape the demographics, erase the Sahrawi identity and impose an autonomy plan without consultation. Sahrawi lands are attributed to colonizers coming from the north, but also to foreign investors, a political and economic strategy to uproot the Sahrawi identity and impose a so-called autonomy plan. What is happening in Western Sahara is an attempt at territorial domination, ethnic cleansing orchestrated under the complicit gaze of the international community. We call on human rights activists to advocate for the immediate release of civil Sahrawi prisoners, as well as the extension of MINURSO's mandate to enable them to report human rights violations in occupied territories. The Sahrawi people continue to endure occupation and systematic repression, despite warnings from NGOs that they are war crimes and crimes against humanity. Impunity remains total, a tragedy prolonging the international law's violations.
To the latest development in the Palestinian territories, where 4 people fell martyrs and dozens injured in strikes conducted by the occupiers while playing on the Al-Farabi school, sheltering displaced people. In the meantime, a UN report indicated that about 2 million Palestinians were seriously hit by this genocidal war. Back to Algeria sports now. AS Schliff drew with 1-1 with the visiting side of US Biskra as part of the 24th week of the National Football Championship, while MC Oran defeated at home Olympic Akbou with 1-0. Let's follow the highlights of these 2 games.
3-2 كرة من هناك ساعد وصلت الكرة التسديدة والهدف. آخر كرة ما زال يفضل المراوغة مرفوعة دخلوا.
Still with domestic news, the 15th edition of the International Tourism and Travel Exhibition is taking place in Oran. The sector of tourism is gearing up to make of Algeria a tourist destination by excellence. It gathers several actors, both private and public, promising several prosperous partnerships. Yasmin Amri and Leticia Sadqawi with more details.
Siyaha 2025 gathers different actors of the tourism sector in order to introduce the different potentials of the country in the field and to exchange novelties and expertise, all while looking for new opportunities. We have noticed that many foreign businesses and tourist agencies have expressed interest in establishing partnership with the Algerian Agency for Tourism Promotion. The organization was remarkable and so was the attendance. It is an occasion for us to be introduced to other agencies, be they foreign or Algerian. The fair was not limited to travel agencies. Bank institutions were also present to suggest financing solutions to facilitate tourist investment and offer the support needed by the sector's operators. The BDL, through its commercial network, offers promising opportunities to achieve projects in the sector through conventional financing or medium-term financing that goes up to 10 years, but also personalized support. It is a very good opportunity to establish contact with the sector's operators. We have a cooperation system on many levels: tourist, economic, and medical. This gathering is one of the staples of the sector that many operators are keen on attending, given the multiple prospects it offers for the sector's operators.
And finally, our field reporters Melissa Lila Balaman and Yasmin Amri takes us to Masagana province to discover a beautiful resort set between sea and hills, offering a perfect escape into nature ahead of the noisy summer season.
Nestled between the sea and the hills, this tourist resort offers an exceptional natural setting. Far from the hustle and bustle of major cities, it captivates with its peaceful atmosphere and the beauty of its surroundings. Visitors are immediately immersed in a sense of calm and serenity. Between the sea breeze and lush greenery, it is the perfect place to reconnect with nature and recharge fully. A beautiful getaway and an escape from daily life. Honestly, between the forest and the beach, it truly revived us. We have such a beautiful country.
Et on a un très très beau pays et c'est à refaire.
Le paysage est vraiment très beau.
The scenery is absolutely stunning. The location here is just perfect with the sound of the sea, and when you step outside, the view is breathtaking. This trip rejuvenated me.
La vie prochaine.
J'adore mon pays.
I love my country. I find this place incredibly beautiful. I have had such a wonderful time with the many people I have met here.
J'ai rencontré ici.
The resort offers modern, well-maintained facilities thoughtfully designed for comfort and relaxation, with spacious accommodations and peaceful leisure areas. Guests can enjoy a wide range of outdoor activities, entertainment for children, and organized programs, all contributing to a lively, welcoming experience supported by a warm and professional team.
C'est un complexe, j'appelle que où je viens pratiquement toute l'année.
I come here almost all year round. What makes this place so appealing is the atmosphere. The chalets are really well laid out.
Ce qui est bien aussi, c'est surtout le plein air. C'est vraiment les chalets sont disposés convenablement.
I went swimming, it was great, and we had so much fun. I really hope that one day I can live here.
And I'm happy that it's the holidays, and I like being in Algeria, and I like the beach.
هدفنا هو استقبال المواطنين.
Our goal is to support national tourism by welcoming visitors from inside the country and abroad, with a forward-looking vision for the development of the sector.
والتقدم نحو الأفضل.
This resort plays an active role in promoting local tourism by combining quality service, dynamism, and environmental respect, making it a model of sustainable investment in the industry.
And from Mostaganem back to Algiers to follow the rest of our programs on Canal Algérie. Tomorrow another day, all the news, keep tuning to our channel. And bye-bye for now.